According to HuffingtonPost.com, 56% of Americans believe that marijuana should be legalized and regulated like alcohol and tobacco, according to a recent nationwide poll. Neil Franklin, a retired Baltimore narcotics cop and the executive director of advocacy group Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, sees the poll as a political weather vane pointed towards the future. Under the Controlled Substance Act of 1970, marijuana is classified as a Schedule I drug. Early anti-drug laws were written to regulate narcotics such as heroin and morphine. Marijuana, though not a narcotic, was described as such along with cocaine. According to the law, marijuana is classified as a Schedule I drug because it has a high potential for abuse, no currently accepted medical use in the treatment in the United States, and a lack of accepted safety for use of the drug or other substance under medical supervision. Although the government claims that marijuana use is potentially dangerous for health, the government has not released any scientific studies proving that the use of marijuana is highly addictive and has no medical value. According to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services National Household Survey on Drug Abuse, advocates of marijuana prohibition claim that even if marijuana does not cause harm, it leads to harder drugs such as heroin and LSD. Most users of heroin, LSD, and cocaine have used marijuana, however, most only marijuana users never use another illegal drug. Over time, there has been no consistent relationship between the use patterns of various drugs. Marijuana increased in the 1960s and 70s when heroin declined. When marijuana use declined in the 80s, heroin use remained stable. For the past 20 years, marijuana use has fluctuated, while LSD use barely changed at all. Cocaine use increased in the 1980s as marijuana declined. For the past few years, cocaine has declined, while marijuana has inclined. Marijuana users who use cocaine have steadily declined since 1986. There is no relationship or pattern between marijuana and other drugs. According to a Journal of Clinical Oncology, 44% of oncologists said that they had recommended marijuana to their cancer patients, and others said they would if it was legal. Going along with cancer, according to a pharmacological review on earwood.org, in 1986, a synthetic delta-9 THC capsule called Marinol was marketed in the U.S. and labeled as an anti-nausea pill. This product had serious drawbacks like its cost. Patients taking 3 5-milligram capsules a day would spend over $5,000 on Marinol in 1 year. THC delivered in oral capsules enters the bloodstream very slowly compared to smoking. In patients suffering from nausea, the swallowing of capsules may itself even provoke vomiting. Smoking the marijuana and receiving the THC that way could solve all of this. According to the National Household Survey on Drug Abuse and the Clinical Studies of Cannabis Tolerance and Dependence by the New York Academy of Sciences, for any drug to be highly addictive, there should be proof of users who fail to discontinue use. National epidemiological surveys showed that marijuana users do not become addicted. In 1993, of Americans 12 years of age and older, 34% had used marijuana sometime in their life. 9% used in the past year, 4.3% in the past month, and 2.8% in the past week. A survey also done by NES surveyed users who used in high school and found a high discontinue rate. 77% had used marijuana sometime in high school, 74% had not used in the past year, and 84% had not even used in the past month. Throughout all of my research, I truly believe that marijuana should be legalized. I hope that you take with you today the problem that marijuana is illegal and why the reasons for it being illegal are false. With legalizing marijuana, you could solve a lot of problems and help a lot of people medically. I hope that you join the movement of legalization.